Saving Arcana, another episode. Yay! All right, a couple things to get going. For our podcast listeners, thank you guys so much. It means a lot to us because we just now went past the 300 downloads, which makes me so happy because honestly, starting like 5 months ago, I didn't think we're going to get 5. So thank you to the listeners. Really appreciate, even if half of them are just our friends. If there's anybody out there I don't know, thank you guys so much for just taking a listen. Remember to leave a review on iTunes. I didn't realize how incredibly important that is actually to podcasts when I started this because I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but we're here. So if you could, that would be super awesome. Definitely call out to our social media. We got an Instagram, Saving Arcana. We have a Twitter, Saving Arcana. We have a website. Come tweet at us. I'm going to start incorporating or trying to incorporate some of our viewers and some of the things that they want to do with the show. We have some big plans coming up, and we have Gen Con next week. I cannot wait. I am so excited. We have stickers. Yeah, I don't have them with me because they're getting delivered tomorrow. But we have stickers coming. So if you see any of us, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. If you see any of us at TwitchCon, or if you want to see us, I would be more than happy to give you some stickers. TwitchCon. I'm going to be at TwitchCon. I was going to say. Yeah. Sorry, I got TwitchCon on the brain. I was just talking about in the car.
John
I'm going to be at
TwitchCon.
Yeah. But at Gen Con, we're going to be having a great time. So for our YouTube people, for the second story arc, where we're starting with the video, this is episode 3. Thank you so much for the people that have already subscribed. If you're brand new to the show, go give the other episodes a listen. But it starts at episode 17, and give us a subscription because we're going to constantly put out bi-weekly shows. If we end up missing one, oopsie, life happens, and then we'll get right back into the normal bi-week. It is bi-weekly, right? Is that the right?
Bi-weekly.
Is it called technically bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly, yeah.
Every other weekend?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people try to do the weekend thing by like the Saturday. No, it's Monday to Sunday. I'm sorry. I'm going to get some crap for that, I know. So that's pretty much all like the non-catch-up things for the game. Before we get started, is there anything you guys, any announcements or anything weird? Is everybody going for Gen Con? I know, Kate, you're going to be there. Knuckles, you coming?
I'm going to try to get there, yeah.
Nice. Steve, are you going to swing by for like a day?
Yeah.
Awesome. And Bruce, you're going to swing by with the family, I think?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right, cool. So past that, let's go ahead and get ready to do today's episode of Saving Arcana. Yay! All right, cool. We kind of did a catch-up off screen just a little bit, and we played a game. So everyone got a point of inspiration for being awesome and actually taking my silliness. That was like some weird teacher-level stuff back in high school, like, now you go. But you guys were good sports and did a really good job. So today where it leaves off is exactly where we left off last, minus a couple things. And it's up to you. Do you want to start today's story exactly where you left off at Elric's tree? Or do you want to start at that night? You guys tell me. Which would you prefer?
So the night before Elric?
No. You want to skip forward to that evening, or do you want to start at the tree?
Let's start at the tree. Let's start at the tree.
Yeah. Okay. So, to bring everybody in, Elric gave his life to go to the Eve, to become the Guardian, since Tia was no more, and she was the Guardian previously. We currently do not know what happened to Tia, nor is that connected to Haven going, where's Haven? You got a lot of unanswered questions. You guys are traveling with a couple hundred vagrants and people from the Waterdeep area. You guys have been traveling for roughly a day. You encountered some craziness, and you find yourselves at the tree. You guys have the floor, if that's where you want to start.
So Bruce wants to walk up to the tree and just touch it and say, "Oh, thank you, Elric. I appreciate it. Everything you've done." So
if you remember, the tree is pure white ivory, and it's as big as a redwood. Yeah. Red, bright red, deep maple-looking leaves where it's got the 3 prongs. They're large leaves, and just some are just falling, just kind of normal. There's a light breeze. It's a beautiful day out. We left off in the morning as that was the time that you went over to the tree, so it's around 9 a.m. People are talking back at the camp. You hear some rustling, some noises. It's just a really solemn feeling throughout the woods.
So after I thank Elric, Bruce would turn around and walk back to the caravan, kind of set his piece.
Okay. Anyone else?
Voquis would like to find, like, I guess, is there a tattoo person here?
Not in your troop of people that you have. It reminds you, it's kind of like the vagrants and the vagabonds of Waterdeep. So really not like a tattoo person per se. You could ask around to see if there's like an apprentice, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could definitely ask.
Yeah, I think I'll.
You want to leave the tree and kind of head back to the.
Yeah.
Now, did everybody end at the tree as a group together?
Yeah.
Is that what the intentions were? All right. Steve? What do either one of you want to do? They both gave me their intentions.
What would Steve do?
I'll tell you what. I'll do.
There we go.
While he's thinking here, I'll take out a small dagger and I'll carve into the tree, never forgotten.
Interesting.
Steve runs away.
I think you just carved into Elric.
Interesting.
Steve dips.
So when you start carving into the tree, there's really, it's just bark, and
Yeah.
it's not an outside bark of just pure white in the inside. It is white all the way through. And as you're carving into it, whereas you guys might think that your poor DM would do something horrendous to you guys,
It's supposed to be a sweet moment.
It's just a sweet moment
Yeah.
where it's not a desecration of the bark. It's just more of I'm marking into you, we'll never forget, or a never forgotten.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's meant to be more of a sweet moment.
It's like a tattoo, kind of.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. It already
really-
has a tattoo
really
of the double
violent
Ouroboros, kind of into it, and then never forgotten, carved crudely. You know what?
Crudely.
Let the dice decide. Give
there
me
you
a
go.
D20. Give me a Dex. I have it's a DC
First
16.
roll of the game.
What'd you roll?
A 20.
You are so fucking lucky.
This
It's
is
like calligraphy.
This is
It's-
beautiful, and I don't quite know how your ugly hands, your three-fingered hands, are like, but it's beautiful, and it just looks like calligraphy, and it's very well done. Good job.
If you had scarred that, Voquis would have killed you. You know that, right?
So she can try. That's fine. You know, it was. Let me point out that this was supposed to be something that was a nice moment.
To be fair,
and yet,
you
now
have a-
let me finish.
Okay, all right.
This
all right.
was supposed to be a nice moment, and the rest of our adventurers
You know,
here.
let's hold on. We're gonna pause for a second. How many times have you been at a funeral and you're like, "Let me carve this in"?
So every culture has their own way of expressing themselves and
Yeah.
expressing their grief
That's
and their
right.
memory of
It's
the
not
dead.
even like a Western culture thing or something.
Oh,
I love this mental image so much of like people are laying down flowers and you just walk up with a chisel and
Yeah, never forget. Just tears running down your face. I loved you like a brother.
You know, I don't think that it's Balrog's fault.
Oh, God.
I think that, you know, things
is
we have
so
just a
good.
difference in culture.
That's the last time my character does anything sweet for
Goes from now on, you're all
anyone
dead.
else.
I would love to point out that
I
I've
think that it was
never
sweet.
once, like the only other time anyone's ever carved anything to tree is like Jimmy loves Sally.
Balrog, I think it was
But-
sweet.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I find it as a person really funny, and I'm totally playing it as it was an actually sweet move by this. Oh man, I gotta rein myself in.
Blue lizard.
By this
Oh, how dare you?
by this person who is only known Elric for a very short amount of time, and where you guys have only seen 2 to 3 Dragonborn ever, that this Dragonborn and his culture that has only been alive on this planet for less than 100 years, no one says anything. Even the small crowd of people who are paying their respects, as no one's most of them are afraid of you guys, specifically you two, but no one has the balls to be like, why would you do that? I'm not going to speak for Voquis or put words in her character's mind here, but nobody else that are NPCs says anything. If you want to say something, you personally can, but...
Voquis had already gone.
Okay.
When she sees it again and sees it, she will think that it is a difference in culture.
Okay. That's exactly how...
But appreciates your gesture and
Yeah.
the thought towards it. So thank you, Balrog.
You're welcome.
That got me gigglies.
It was my pleasure.
Man, that's phenomenal. Thank you, Balrog, for that. I needed that.
You're
that
welcome.
Giggles. So you guys, unless Steve, is there anything else you want to do with the tree?
Not with the tree, no.
Okay. All right. You guys make it back to the camp. You guys are free to do what you need to do at this time. If there is something, go ahead and tell me your intentions. If there's something you guys want to try to do or people to talk to at this point. Otherwise, the troop is heading. They've gotten their carts together. They've fought yesterday alongside of you guys. There's a lot that are injured. There's a lot that are, mind you, these aren't really good fighters, right? There was about 20 to 30 of them who were fighters, but they're not really good. I mean, they're less than level 1. They might as well be farmers picking up pitchforks. That's the quality. So they didn't fare well against the bandits. They're going to keep on heading south to the next city that they can find. Is there any kind of intentions you guys want to do?
Tattoo.
Tattoo guy? Okay. Steve, anything?
I'm going to let Voquis know that I have some calligrapher's tools if she wants to try to prison tat it. If she can't find
Where were
any
those
money.
at the tree, Steve?
Yeah, I've got some ink and some pens and quills and stuff if you want to kind of just try to...
Yeah, why don't you come with me?
jab it in there.
Those might come in handy. So I literally just grab you by the arm and take you
Okay.
with me.
Okay, so you guys are going to go look for a tattoo guy.
I think we need to move on, right?
What do you
Well, they're already
two?
doing something.
What do
Oh,
you
they're
want to
doing
do?
something.
Have any intentions here, or just move along?
I think we need to move along because we need to get to that wizard in the woods, as you would per se.
Yeah. So what they're referring to, if you don't remember, is when you guys were in Nathaniel's office, he gave you that mission to go find the necro healer in the woods to the south. You think that you might come across him if you keep going on the south road. That was about all that he gave. He just said a couple days south. So whether or not you guys want to start looking for them, you might have to start asking around. But you kind of did that last session, so we'll skip towards that a little bit. For you guys, you start walking around. You kind of recognize everybody at this point. You've been around for the entire day. There's really no one you haven't seen. So how are you going about trying to find? They're all shady people, if that's what you're looking for. How are you going about to find this person? You literally going around to each cart and be like, you know, tattoos? You know, tattoo? Like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, so, I mean, not like every single one, but kind of just like investigating, like talking to people.
Let's do it this way.
and-
Give me a perception check from both of you to see if there might be somebody that would have ink on them to perceive whether or not, if they already have ink, maybe they know how to do it.
Are we in the forest?
No. Yes, you are. Go ahead. Roll advantage.
Yes, thank God.
This is me rolling my eyes. Did you see that eye roll?
So, just to make you feel better, my second roll was a natural 1. Just so that makes
That
you
doesn't make me feel better at all.
12.
Okay, 12.
Not 20.
Nat 20. So with
you,
a 12,
Steve.
you're like,
Got you.
you start looking through the trees and you're like, oh wow, it's so beautiful. There's trees. And like,
love
I'm my
the
ranger and I feel so in love with this place. And he's over there like, this guy's literally giving a tattoo right
He has
now.
a tattoo
like, what
on
are you
his
doing?
face. He's like,
This guy is
has
literally
tears.
over there. You hear that, like he's giving a dude.
just like staring into the trees.
ow.
I'm like, hey, Voquis, that guy.
So yeah, there's a guy giving a dude a tattoo over behind one of the carts. You approach.
Yes.
Okay. Give me some RP.
So I go over and I say, "Well met, good sir.
What do you want?
I was wondering if once you're done with this person here, if you could give me a tattoo.
Oh, yeah. It'll be 15 gold, yeah. Hey, what do you want? I only got like 3 colors here. I got blue, I got the black, and I got 2 colors, yeah.
Black is fine. And I described for him the Haven Ouroboros.
Yeah, I can't do that, no. I pretty much, he's going to hold up his left forearm. It's going to have a smiley face, a crude sailing ship, like the child drawing where it's got the under round and then like the sailboat. And the one at the top is just a really cool nautical star. You go, that's about what I can do right there. Yeah.
So it's just like really crude.
1,
and
2,
like,
3. Which one are you going?
Yeah.
No.
Can you just do a circle then on my arm?
Can you draw it for me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Do you see a circle on any of that?
The
There's no
smiley
circles.
face would have a circle, right?
No, it's just 2 eyes and a mouth. So what you're trying to say? I take the mouth and I make it just 2 mouths, like top and bottom. Is that about right?
I'm gonna turn to Steve and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Steve, can you draw like a circle on my forearm?"
Man, I think I know what you want. So you just
hold
want
up
a circle? Yeah, 15 gold.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to Steve and ask if he can like draw a template on my
can Bruce,
forearm.
Yeah,
can Bruce
I can-
see
I
this
can
and walk
do it.
up?
Yeah, if you guys want to come over, that's fine. You guys want the tattoo too? You know, it's only 15 gold. You know, you just put it on the floor. You 1, 2, 3.
When I'm done laughing.
This voice is just stellar.
It's about the worst thing I can come up with.
I think you meant best thing. You
Yes,
can
yeah. I lost my lips in the fire. Oh man! Oh man! That's like
I don't think I can even do Bruce's voice on live.
That may be like the strangest fire-based injury anybody like just his lips.
It's just his lips are gone. He barely missed his talks with his tongue and
He
his
got-
upper
he got
jib
drunk,
right
he's
there.
trying to make out with
I
the
can't-
fire on the...
I'll fire a
Had a-
shake.
well, no, you guys remember the big old sword that came down? I was sucking on a
no.
piece of limber, and then the limber caught fire, and it burned off my lips. And
I have a question for this
So what
guy.
happened was he has gold teeth, and someone cast heat metal on his teeth.
oh
and
no,
it
no,
Yeah. That was what
he
happened.
was sucking on a piece of lumber.
We're going to go
with the fire, and that
Water.
is he's not the smartest man. All right, he is
He was sucking
a
on
half
piece
orc,
of-
half goblin, or grotesque looking, hunched over, just ugly. But he's got this little black vest on with his upper. You know when they get the back kind of like crunches
Yeah.
like that. He's got this hunched over. Like, yeah, it's just 1, 2, or 3. What do you want?
Actually got a PhD
So
in mechanical
Bruce
engineering.
walks over to Voquis. I
What
will.
is-
Judge
Here's
book
my
by its cover.
PhD. 1, 2, 3.
This is my thesis.
I'm gonna walk up.
That's exactly I'm laughing
I'm gonna pull up to this, and I'm just gonna pull out
Holy
what seems
shit,
to be
what
a
is that?
banana and eat it while watching all of this go down. Because quite frankly,
Hey man, I'm pretty hungry. You got another one of those?
absolutely no.
I'll give you a free tattoo.
So
you give me
I'll
that.
give
I'll
you-
that banana you just put in your mouth. You put that in my mouth, and I'll give you a free tattoo right now.
I'll give you the banana if you
Right
give
here.
her tattoo for free.
Put it in my mouth.
Then Balrog will pull out his Morning Star and threaten this guy.
Jesus,
I'm sick of it.
violence.
I'm sick of it already.
So well.
So you pour out your morning star, and he goes, "That's not a banana."
That's right. It's not.
Roll intimidation.
Sorry.
Roll intimidation for me.
Oh, well.
6.
6. Yeah, the banana was bigger.
So Bruce goes, Balrog, and just kind of puts his mace
clearly
down.
clearly not good at geometry either.
I mean, to be fair, a 6 on intimidation is about as anything below a 10. You're really not going to intimidate much.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
So
Yeah, have fun with your tattoo. This will be great. Good luck.
So what
we should
are
just
we gonna
wait
do
till we get
here?
to the next town.
You're trying to do a circle. I think I can do that.
Give me 1 second. What was your name again?
Yeah, I don't have a name.
Oh,
It's too. It's
We'll
just,
call him Limber.
It's just too hard for you to pronounce.
Call him Lippy.
okay, Lippy.
I don't like the way you say that. No, that's
I'm sorry,
Is it
sir.
because I don't have any lips?
No,
That's all right then.
it's because of your biting comebacks.
I can't. He's so dumb. It's so hard to do and not laugh.
Okay.
And he's this entire
This
time
one
he is
character
still
has
just
derailed
going.
This entire
Seriously.
adventure
This is
so
the
much.
whole session now.
Just so you know, this character has to die this session because I'm never doing this voice again. Like, there's no way.
I will do anything to protect him.
How long does it take to do a smiley face on someone else? Because that tattoo's been going on for entirely too long.
Okay,
He's still tattooing?
He must have gotten a
this
sailboat.
entire time. Give all four of you, give me perception checks to see what he is tattooing on this person.
Natural twin.
Nice.
11.
12.
Anything above a 10. Okay. He said that 1, 2, and 3, sailboat, smiley face, and a more like a nautical star. He is not putting that on this person.
Cool.
With a natural 20, I kind of want to text it to you, but I don't really want to do that. I'll give it to you. It's fine. It's not a real big deal. It's actually just 2 triangles touching tip to tip. So a downwards triangle and an upwards triangle.
That's his smiley face.
And he's putting it on the body.
Is it straight?
Yeah, actually, it's about as perfect of a tattoo you could possibly imagine. I mean, the line work is phenomenal.
Oh.
Think of an hourglass,
Yeah.
2 triangles
Right.
touching tip, right? It is perfect, and he's just working at it while he's talking to you guys the entire time.
He got some fucking talent.
I'm just gonna say thank you. But sorry, I needed something a little bit closer to home and a little bit more.
Yeah,
intricate.
this is about all I can do. This guy, he's getting a sailboat, and he's going to wink to you as this is on the guy's back, right in the middle. It's a pretty nice sailboat, right? Wink.
Yeah, it's an excellent.
I'm not gonna try to
sailboat.
wink.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm really
it's
bad
an
at it.
excellent sailboat. Yeah, let me know when it's finished so I can see the finished product.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna leave.
Okay.
And Voquis needs personal time,
Okay.
and she's gonna go and be alone.
The personal time, is there anything that you need to do with me, interaction, or are we just purely Voquis alone time?
Yes, I will text you.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
I want to do my animal handling.
Absolutely. I was hoping you'd pull that out. So you're going to go through give it all to me. You got to summon them and everything else.
All right, so
And I'm going to get my dice while you're doing it. Just talk to me.
all right, so I got a 13 on my first animal handling.
So you summon Oscar onto the field, and it takes about 10 minutes, as this
Yeah.
is the normal fine steed.
Right.
And you summon him. It's like that weird ethereal 3D printing from the claws all the way through the body and all the way through the neck. And it just it's just happy to see you. And it kind of jumps around a bit and does a couple laps and kicks over some of the kids. And one of the kids actually recognizes Oscar from Haven. And as you remember, there were some kids playing around in Haven. And he asks his parents to come over and play. And Oscar just kind of goes over there and kicks him and makes sure he knocks him over. That's kind of his way of showing affection. And then he comes back to you and just kind of nuzzles you a bit, like squawk squawk,
It's good to see you, buddy.
squawk. So you're gonna do animal handling,
Yeah.
and what is the purpose of these animal handlings? What are you wanting to get from it?
I want to try to get an attack if that's going to be allowed.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So in order to properly, how I'm going to play it, because attacks for these guys are pretty different. Like, they're a pretty big deal to me.
Yeah.
What kind of attack? You want like a beak attack, or are you wanting like a claw, like jump up and claw a couple times? What are you looking for?
So I already have the claw one.
So
I
that's
believe.
just on the sheet. You don't have that yet.
No, I know, but I thought that from
That was what you want?
From a before session, I thought I had gotten it, but maybe not. I could be wrong in that.
I don't think so. You just achieved. I could be wrong, but
So-
what I remember is you just achieved the jump.
Okay, that's fine.
That
That's
was what
fine.
it was.
So let me ask you this though:
Okay.
would I be able to, for training reasons, give him an increased distance from 60 to something else?
That will be a pretty tough one, as that is more of an endurance check.
Okay.
He's already kind of maxed out on speed.
What about the jump?
If let's put it in these terms, just for like explaining how
Sure.
my brain works.
Sure.
If you were to enter him into a race, and you had like ran a race and over so long of a distance, I might give you at that point. You'd have to really train with him over time and ride him for a long amount of distance in order to get that endurance.
Yeah.
Not something you can train. These trainings are more for like tricks and possibly attacks, or if there's something you specifically want him to be able to do, kind of like a familiar. That's more of what the animal handlings would do.
So I think what I would want to do then is an attack, but maybe like a wing attack where he'll spread one out and then kind of swipe across something.
Okay. Okay, so 13 animal handling, and you're trying to do this, so I'm just going to kind of flavor it for you the way I'm thinking. So 13, you put your hand down his neck, and you rub him a bit, and you start, you remember you got that telepathic connection with Oscar, so you're trying to like talk to him, but it feels like it's blocked, but he's really responding. You give him a small carrot.
Oh, I'll give him the biggest carrot I have in my bag.
Let's say you only have one left out of your pack until you find more carrots.
Okay, that's
all right?
fine.
So you give him that last carrot, which would give you advantage on the second check. So give me the second check. And the DC is higher.
15.
Nice. So you give him the carrot, and he's really receptive. And you start to hear those like single word lines between you and Oscar, and you're just kind of like, you know, like attack and like wing and like trying to be like swipe and like trying to do these things, and he's not like he's like squawk like he just kind of like pecks in the ground a few times, like he puts out his wings like I don't know, and you start to feel like I just need a little bit more, so it'll be the third time to check, and because you don't have any more carrots, I won't give you advantage, but I will keep the DC instead of raising it because you gave me carrot. I'll keep the DC the same. So it's a DC of 13 for this. 21. So you start to give him a few more commands, and you spend a good hour to 2 hours with him, just like you train a dog, like lay, and you trying to give him treats, a hard attack, and he doesn't really like it, but he kind of goes on with it, and you start to get the idea. What you actually have to do is you get him out, and you're looking at Oscar, and you're having to do the motions to have him mimic you. And you're trying to get him to do these cutting actions, but instead of an attack, what you've actually trained him to do is he will be able to do, let's call it gush. And what maybe there's a better term for this.
Yeah, wing attack.
Let's call it,
Gust of Fury.
let's just call it gust. Let's just call it gust, not gush. I don't know why I was thinking
I was
gush.
gonna
Sorry.
say is
Gush.
like
Like spitting like a yak.
Ooh, gross.
Gust, where what he'll do is you'll be able to command him to use his powerful wings to actually create a 15-foot cone of anything that's in that 15-foot cone to be pushed 20 feet. Ooh. So it will be, so for your notes, so that I can remember what I said during this time, because I'm really bad at this, it'll be a DC Con 15. So if you like run up to somebody and they're like on a ledge, you could be like, gust, and make that big like shock wave of wind to push anything and everything in that wave.
Okay, I got it all.
Good deal. All right, so that's you. Bruce, anything you want to do with the caravan? You just kind of hanging out?
Just hanging out, make sure everybody's ready to go.
Okay.
All the caravans tires are good because you don't have to have another wheel check.
Oh yeah.
So just checking everything.
You're like the Meineke of D&D right now.
Oh, this looks all right. This looks all right right here.
You're just going around beating on the wheels like, yeah, that's pretty good. Like you know anything about vehicles. You know what? Give me a...
Oh, here we go.
You are not proficient in vehicles.
Nope.
And unless you can give me any kind of reason in your RP background...
Let's see here. So I was in a traveling fighting pit that we probably would have had a caravan,
You were
correct?
weren't you a slave though?
I was
in
a
that?
slave.
Then you wouldn't know anything about the
But I was
caravan.
loaded into a caravan. So
Wait, hang on. If he was a slave, then why would they
you would
fix
have
the
more
caravan
knowledge about
themselves?
the locks than
Yeah,
anything.
well,
Yeah,
I've ridden in a car. I know.
I mean, the slave master's
I
not
rode
going
in
to...
an Uber once. I know how to change the
right.
tires. I know how to do.
Well, you think about it. The slave master's not going to change his own tires. He's going to make all the slaves do it.
True.
Right? So,
But I don't think that's good enough. So what
Okay.
I want you to do is roll me a history at advantage because of that. So give me advantage, history check to see if you know anything about the vehicles.
that's a whole 8.
At advantage, though. I only
Oh,
saw
at
you roll it
advantage.
once. Yeah, because you were in a traveling troupe.
Oh,
Nat 20.
So hang on. You know what? You guys don't need me. I'll just leave.
Is that 3 so far today?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, this is crazy.
So Bruce has Midas tattooed on his chest. Right, that looks good. Right, I like that. Yeah.
Even though, like, you've been in it, you were bluffing a bit. I feel
Yeah,
like,
really.
like, there's like, yeah, I've seen tires before. I think I changed one.
I've
Not
got a
this
tire for
model
that.
of wagon, you know. We had the bigger wagons,
Right.
steel. It's like wrought iron. You guys are got, you know,
He's
you
like
got the
making up-
Toyota of these. You know, it's all wood.
He's making up like
Not to
fake
mention,
terms.
Camry of wagon.
when we had those wheel checks, me and you were just picking it up, and they were the ones dealing with the tires. Like,
I'm just the man.
right? Yeah. it's-
Sometimes you need a
Anyway,
Hummer. am I
picturing,
right?
like-
You're gonna text me what the Voquis time, right? Okay. Steve.
I
Anything?
actually have something. This
Okay,
time.
what do you got?
Oh boy.
Steve is kind of freaked out by the fact that he's in a situation where he's going to have to do magic and he sucks at it.
Okay.
So he's going to go off in the woods and try to find a place to practice a little bit.
Oh, sure.
Ideally near like a creek,
Okay.
if there's one about.
Absolutely. So you travel a good 400 yards
Okay.
from everybody, feeling that the distance is going to be far enough. Have you done anything to keep track of how far you're going to know that you got back, or like a known path? Is there anything that you
Yeah,
want to?
say I follow like a deer trail.
Okay,
You know, where
yeah,
there's like
that's good.
animals.
It's a visible trail that you
Yes.
know you could get back, and we're gonna play too that time-wise, you know that they're not gonna leave without you.
Right.
All right. So you go out there in the woods and you find a really calm place that's really soothing. You hear the trees rustling, the wind's blowing through, the bubbling creek is really beautiful, and you want to test some of your power. How would you like to test some of this power?
I'm going to pick a tree that's as near as possible
Okay.
to the water and
Okay.
cast Firebolt at it.
Okay. Give me an attack for that.
Okay.
Oh, no.
That's a 3.
Oh yeah. And so you feel that surge of energy and it goes through your hand and you throw that bolt and it kind of misses the tree completely but hits a tree behind it and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Take a tree.
Yeah.
No one was there to really judge you.
I'm
can-
sorry. Retcon, that's a 9. I didn't add my
Even
spell
with a
attack,
9,
but-
I'd probably.
No, that's
you
fair.
know,
I just wanted to be clear.
I'm pretty. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna look up an AC of a tree,
How
but
hard
you know.
is it to hit a tree that's like 10 feet tall?
Yeah,
That's
did it-
Fair, he's
moving.
practicing, so
it's fine.
you know. And go ahead.
I was prepared for this.
So for this bit, I'm not gonna have you expel any spell slots.
there's
Since
a
you're
cantrip.
purely you're
Oh,
just
okay.
purely
I
training.
see what you're
Let's do 3 spells altogether. Something that you want to get off of your back to kind of like, feeling
All right.
good about myself.
So, I think Steve wants to try something that's like he knows about it, but
Okay.
has never done it because it terrifies him.
Okay.
Cast Blink.
Ooh. So you teleport 10 feet, come back in, you're like, whoa! That surge from your hands that you've recognized before in your past starts in your shoulders. You feel that cold. You're like, oh no, the grease! And it's about to shoot from your hands, but I've already rolled on a D100, and instead, it goes to your fingertips, and then it goes back out, and you feel it kind of like caught in your throat. And immediately from your mouth, you feel a little fireball go, and an explosion backfires into your face, and this tiny little explosion just blackens your face as your cough went out and then back into your face. And you're just like, oh, your hair is blown back. It's got blackened all over your face. You're just like, all right, that was kind of cool.
We did agree you were going to start telling me
Yeah,
what those
so
D100s
that's a
were.
56,
Okay.
and the caster's face is blackened by a small
Burned
explosion.
face.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's your third spell? I'll give you one more.
Okay. Yeah. Do enhance ability with
Okay.
Cat's Grace.
Okay. You want to climb the tree?
I'm going to try to climb a tree.
All right, give me a dexterity check for that. Enhance
Alrighty.
ability just adds a plus to it, or is it advantage?
Cat's Grace is advantage on Dex checks.
Advantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Climb that tree. It's a pretty big tree, and there's no low branches, so it's a kind of a high DC. We're looking for an 18 to get to the first branch.
Well,
It's about an 18 feet, just
Also, you also don't take damage from falling 20 feet or less if you're not.
yes.
So that's cool.
Not going to do it.
All right, so you try to climb up, and you go like, yeah, I'm a kitty cat, and you feel like these like little spectral kind of like claws come out. And you're like, yeah, I'm going. and you fall on square on your back where it would normally cause damage, getting up 10 feet, but negative.
Okay.
You want to try it again?
Yeah, we'll try one
All
more
right,
time.
do it one more time. Let's see if you can get up this tree.
You said DC 18.
Yep.
That won't do it.
Okay.
One more. That's not going to do it either.
So you're feeling enhanced. And so instead of climbing a tree, which you fail a second time, maybe you can just run really fast and feel like you're just going, you know?
Yeah.
You get on all fours, you just do the cat, you know, the cheetah. You see Steve just going through the woods. You're like, what is that?
Nice job, Black Panther.
Exactly. So you make it back? Is that now that you've done that a little bit to kind of feel one
I think
wild
Steve
surge?
actually, like, in spite of how poorly that went, Steve actually feels really good about it.
It feels good.
It's gone, like, so much worse than that in the past.
I love it. I love it. All right, so you come back. Last check. Anybody else want to do anything?
Are there arrows that I can procure?
No, not really. You can try to make them, but most of the fighters, they only have swords. There's not really like a supplies of.
Okay.
But you have arrows. What are you looking for?
I'm running low on arrows.
We've always played it, and we will continue to play it, that unless there's a reason that you are teleported away or during a big fight, like you have to run, which we've only had like once, you just pick up your stuff.
Okay, cool.
So does that include like javelins and hand axes and stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
except for the ones like I say you can't get that again. Like the one that you threw
That threw
over
at
the
the
building during the
building.
fight
Yeah.
after the, and it just went, it was like, yeah, you're not getting that
Oh,
again.
shite.
But I will tell you if you can't for some reason get the arrow. Okay. But for most part, like hand axes, you have 2 of, javelins, you have 3 of, arrows, you just have like 15, 20. That's kind of normal for a quiver. Okay, so unless there's anything else.
Bruce
We're good
wants
to go?
lick his thumb and walk up to Steve and go, you got a little something right there. I got you, mate. Don't worry about it.
You gonna clean yourself off, or are you gonna keep the?
Yeah, clean yourself up.
No,
I'm gonna
to
say
leave the half orc spit on his face.
no. No. I know what I'll
He
do.
likes
I know what I'll do.
You got some.
I know what I'll do. I'm gonna look at Bruce and go, no, I've been practicing. Look, watch, and I'm gonna cast Downpour on myself to clean it off.
That's a 30-foot.
5-foot diameter rain
5 foot
cloud.
diameter.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was a 30-foot one. I was like, what?
This is above me, and it
Just-
just starts raining.
This is like the epitome of Steve's character.
Yeah.
Just rain cloud, downpour.
At least I'm clean now.
Bruce just stands there and goes, looks like you just pissed yourself, but all right.
You're all right. So the cloud ends, and you are drenched. Okay, so you guys start heading south with the troop, and you've been going south for a bit. This is about midday. Really is a beautiful day. There really hasn't been any kind of problems. Mind you, the food that you created cured the problem for food, so you guys are good. You're moving down south, and what you guys come up to, and you guys, I'm guessing, are all up front for the most part.
Yeah,
Is there a
I'm
reason
on
that-
Oscar, yeah.
You're on Oscar up front, and
Yeah.
your guys' cart is the front cart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the one we're
They've
traveling on.
they've given you a cart
Okay,
essentially.
sweet.
Voquis hanging back.
Not in the cart.
Not in the cart.
Okay.
Pulling up the rear.
Oh.
I texted you Voquis' thing.
Okay. I guess I need to read that real quick. So if that changes anything. 2 seconds.
Bruce wants to walk up and just slap Oscar in the ass. Oh, it's a good birthday.
Okay. Is that going to happen right now?
That happened during Voquis' personal time, so when
Okay.
Steve was doing his thing and
Is there a
all that
reason that you're hanging back though?
stuff. So that no one notices.
Okay. All right. So you're hanging back, and you guys are all riding up front, and you come up to and like it's a T, but not a T where you get to choose left and right. You've got the road that'll continue down south, but you have a road that veers off to the left, and it's got a little sign in the corner, and it says house, and it's just got an arrow.
Could we do an insight check to see if the house is the one that the healing wizard
healer.
person, necro healer? Thank you.
So if you're trying to ascertain whether or not that's the healer house,
Yeah. Could we ask around?
there's really, you're going to have to give me a better way of discerning that, because if just looking at a sign that just says house, it is really, unless you're trying to do like an investigation.
Yeah, could we
but
do
even that,
investigation?
like, you have to tell me what you're trying to investigate. Just saying I want to investigate it's not going to give me
I want to
anything.
make sure we're heading the right direction to get to the necro healer.
So, the necro healer, have you described in a sense of like what he is other than that? I mean, is it something to where I could use divine sense to really?
So Nathaniel gave you that there is a healer in the woods that can take care of your guys' cursed item.
Right.
It's cursed skin.
Right. Sure.
Your blight.
He didn't mark this on a map or anything for us?
Not really, because everything kind of went
Kinda went to
south,
shit,
and you guys were supposed to have that to kind of
Went
go
south.
off of. So no, he didn't really give you anything past that.
Like a description of what
No.
he might be.
Nathaniel
Okay.
didn't really
All right.
say anything
well, never
about
mind.
that. So you'll hear like a little pony kind of click 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 coming up from the rear, and it's that little like aristocrat guy.
Oh, good.
What seems to be the problem?
We're not
Why have
quite-
we stopped the caravan?
We're not quite sure which way to head now.
We're trying to make a
It
decision.
seems very clear to me that it's straightforward. What's the problem?
Through the middle of the woods.
What do you? It says house. Whose house? Do you know whose house that is?
No, do not.
Well, then what seems to be the holdup?
Bruce,
we have
get him outta
hungry
here.
children.
Yank him up by his neck and get him out of here.
If you touch me, I will make sure you'll lose your hand. I'm tired of your salamander ways. You ingrate.
All right, I'm gonna pull out my morning star. This is it.
This is what I mean. Always referring to violence like an ingrate. Stay on your ostrich and let the boys talk. This is a little man,
That guy.
just on a
That
small
guy's got big
pony.
nuts, doesn't he?
He's got some kahunas all of a sudden. He is talking to you just so because I might be doing a bad version of this. He's talking to you like a noble would to like his helpers. He's talking down to you
Yep.
because he thinks he's better than you. That's what I'm trying to portray, not
Oh.
because he's being a dick.
Hey, little
He is
boy.
being a dick, but that's
Yeah.
that's the idea.
Hey, little
Talking
guy.
to you like Nathaniel.
Yeah.
So
Kind
Do,
of,
do
but
you
worse.
enjoy your head attached to your body?
I would think that my body is very plump and round and would like to keep its head.
Well, then I would walk back to where you came from.
I speak for the people.
Oh, you do?
I speak for all of them. And they all just kind of like, they're listening, and the people you can see kind of go, whoop. Like, they get into their carts, like, oh, we have nothing to do with that. There's nobody behind there. Oh, I speak for them.
I'm gonna pick him up by his neck.
Okay. He is on his pony.
Great.
And you are on your ostrich.
Yeah.
So, you are going to need to make a strength check and a grapple check for that. And I'm just going to make him get advantage because he's on his pony. So make a strength attack.
A strength attack.
Yep, just your strength modifier. Roll a d20, add your modifier.
For an unarmed strike.
You're not
not striking
striking.
him.
You are trying to grapple and pick him up. That is my interpretation of what you said.
Yeah.
So you'll roll a d20
Balrog, don't kill him.
and add your strength modifier.
9.
So he rolled a 14.
No.
So he is able to, you jump off and go over to him and try to grab, and he just rears his little pony back and just like clops back a little bit, and he goes, little too slow.
All right, just for
You know
now,
what?
ignore him.
I'm going to tell the people that we're going south. If you try to go another direction, that is on you.
Good. Go on.
And he'll turn around and just kind of have his pony kick a little like dirt towards you a little bit, and then just kind of clop back. And he starts telling the people, "We're going to go south."
Is Steve up there with us? I know Voquis in the back, so are you,
Yes.
are you with? Okay.
Yeah, Steve's up front.
So I turned to Balrog, and Steve was like, I think we need to find this wizard.
once I hear the guy saying we're going south and like hearing him like talking shit, I'm gonna go up and like find the rest of my party and just be like, "Hey guys, something going on?"
We're not for sure which direction we should head.
There's a sketchy house. Who the hell labels their house house? Something's up there.
like
man.
Let's go to the
Yeah.
house.
Do you think that
Let's go to the
maybe
house.
it's not a house, maybe it's a name?
Oh,
Could be. Let's
a town
check it
named
out.
House.
Ah, yes.
Oh, that's
Squire
clever.
Gregory House.
I'm not sure what
Love
that's a
that
reference to, but
The show
Well,
house.
well,
Yeah, it's the show house. But you nailed it. That's
Yeah,
good.
there you go.
The rest of the caravan are probably going to go that way, so I think we should head towards the house as well.
So while you guys are kind of talking, the guy, the couple of carts back, he kind of leans over and goes, "Hey, Balrog, we're gonna listen to you guys, but to be honest, we don't want to go in the woods.
Yeah.
Seems like a bad idea to take a couple hundred people in the woods. This isn't friendly territory."
So we have one direction is towards the house, and another direction is towards the woods.
So the house is towards the woods.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the other road's just following along the coastline, just further south.
So, yeah, further south. So, towards the woods, which direction is that?
So
North,
you're going
east,
south,
west,
so it's going to be east.
east?
Do we know about how far the house is from our?
You can give me perception checks, but I can tell you that you can't see the house. Now, can you see the road go a certain direction depending on your checks? Like, I'm going to give you the fact that you can clearly see 60 feet in beautiful weather.
With an 8.
Are we in
'Kay.
the forest?
No. You're technically outside the forest right now.
15.
15,
13.
13,
11.
11. 15 will do it. Everyone else does not see this. You can see as the road kind of winds a bit and goes over a hump, and then over the hump, the actual forest begins about 20, 30, 40 feet. Past that, you start to see it wind, but there seems to be a little bit of smoke. Something miscolored that's not normal, kind of moving mystically into the forest.
About how far away would you say that is?
Well, you know far
know.
because you can't see it.
We can't.
But for you,
so-
no. So it's like, I'd say a good 150 feet at least. But it's a good 40 feet
do you think
in.
a forest wizard lives there?
Either forest wizard or fantasy meth kingpin.
Either
You
way.
never know
sure.
with
Let's
me.
go.
It's worth the risk.
How about we recommend to keep the caravan right where we're at right now, and then the rest of us.
I didn't think about
Yeah,
that.
I can go stealthily ahead and just scope it out real quick,
Love
real sneaky like.
Love it.
All right, so Bruce is going to turn around the caravan. So we're going to go down to this house over here. Y'all can either stay. It's changed like 3 times.
What is happening?
I'm trying to hold
Bruce
it.
is choking on something.
I think
and he
Bruce
can't
just
get
hit
it out.
like
I know what he's
puberty
choking
right
on.
there. It was like,
Now do a Chicago accent.
He went like southern too.
I'm
so
trying to-
many.
I love it
So
so
many.
much, but after the fourth try of it
Y'all can
changing,
stay
I
here.
just
Y'all can stay here.
all right.
Oh,
go ahead and get it out.
so,
Come on up.
so we're going to go that way. You guys could stay here, or you could continue on to the coast. Your choice, right? You know I had to do it. You know how to do it. I can't help myself.
It's like a southern orphan who was
So
adopted by Australians.
the guy in the cart behind was already kind of like on edge, but he's
Yeah.
gonna, I guess that's a good idea. I don't really like the idea of the fact that just sitting here, I feel like we're kind of ducks on this. What if a party comes up behind? We already seen these people. He's going to kind of call out and be like, hey, cart number 3, what do you think? Man, I don't know.
All right.
They just kind of go back and
I
forth.
mean, Mike, you guys do what you need to do.
Well, I'll go up to the guy. I'll go up to the guy and ask him what he would like for us to do, because our recommendations clearly have not sufficed what he wants.
Yeah.
Well,
You should ask the little dude in the pony.
to be honest, I
to
just
kill
don't feel
him.
safe out here. Maybe if we made camp, sure, but we're trying to we just made camp. We're not gonna. It's kind of early in the day. We'd like to move. So what if we just kind of went ahead a bit, and you
Fine.
guys do your
Perfect.
thing, and
Yep.
then we got some fighters, and then you guys can catch up with us.
Yeah, follow the little cockney on your little trail, and we'll catch up.
Yeah, I think that sounds like. Hey, cart 3. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, they kind of come into unison. So is that the plan? You guys
Yeah,
are gonna go
that's-
down
that's the
towards
plan.
house?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cast pass without a trace on all of us.
Okay. Are you guys going on foot? It's not going to work by
I
anything but
mean,
on foot. Like,
Dude, I don't
he's
think
going.
I don't have a horse or anything, do I?
Well, you
Oh,
guys
we
are
have
in a
our
cart. It's
cart.
not going to work
Yeah,
in the cart, is
let's-
what I'm
let's-
Yeah,
saying.
no, I don't want to take the cart. I'm not taking the cart.
So you're going to give them the cart?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna walk.
You're going to give them the cart? and
You,
you're gonna-
you guys can take turns on Oscar between you two. I mean,
I can walk.
An Oscar only lasts for, I believe we said 2 hours.
Has it been 2 hours?
I don't. I mean, he's always been for the entirety of the.
I thought we
Every
anyways,
time.
that we'll just play it that way for now. I might retcon that for a time frame,
Uh-oh.
but it's not here nor here. Here nor here nor here nor here. So the caravan kind of moves its way around you guys. They load up the caravan and they're down the road. It is now you guys are faced 100-ish feet at least to the woods and then off into the woods. So you guys are just gonna head that way.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I would like to have Voquis scout ahead though.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
I pull my cloak nice and close up and.
It's midday, so you're not going to be able, there's nothing between you and the forest. So stealthing to the forest won't do you any good. But once you get in the forest, you can absolutely
Yeah.
begin stealthing.
It's
So you guys want to work together up to the forest and
Yeah.
then from there? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me all perception check. You get advantage because you're in the forest. Now that you're there in the forest.
Hey, that's a 17.
yes,
That's 6.
Okay.
17.
Nat 20.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Okay. Everybody
So here I am
except the
clogging
6.
along.
What'd you get?
17.
17. Yep, everybody but the 6. So as you guys are making your way towards the forest, the tone between the grass and the forest line completely changes. Where on the road you were very much green and luscious and happy-go-lucky. There was a lot of birds. And all of a sudden, this 100 feet seems a lot longer that you're traveling. That 100 feet seems to be a couple hundred, then 300. And it seems like you're traveling, but it's not like you're making very much progress.
Ooh, I've been here
And
before.
as it's different, I promise you. Metagamer. As the grass begins to change, the ground begins to change, where the grass begins to die a little bit, and as you're getting closer to the woods themselves begin to wither a bit. They're not lush. If you want, you can give me an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Anyone that's proficient would only be able to give me an Arcana check
Okay.
to ascertain kind of what this is.
23.
23. You've dabbled in quite a bit of magic, and from the Arcana check, you kind of know, you sense what kind of magic this is. This is absolutely an illusory magic that has been placed in a field. So as you're pushing through, the distance and what you're seeing has changed. So you know that you're in a field of illusory magic.
Okay.
That's DM talking to you. What you do with that's up to you. You guys got about a couple hundred feet until you actually get to the woods.
So there's some weird stuff going on here, guys.
Like third eye weird.
So, that kind of weird.
I trust you, Steve.
Someone's cast illusion magic.
I don't know what that is.
It means some stuff around here might not be real.
Bruce just looks at his hands because he's stupid. Looks real to mine. I don't know.
That's actually a really good point. As stupid as that sounds. Give me a perception check. Now that you've looked at your hands, give me an advantage. No.
You know what,
I know you. Just keep on asking because I will always
Perception,
forget.
right?
Perception, yeah.
Shit.
That'd be 20.
20.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's no good.
8.
It's a 7.
Okay.
18.
18. 20 and 18. You both, when you say, specifically, we're going to play with this with you. You say, what do you mean magic? You look down at your hand, and it's almost as if when you look at your hand, for a split second, you felt like you could see your bones in your hands.
Oh, it's fucking
And then it just, for like a split second, it was just like, whoa. For an 18,
Balrog, look at my hand.
for an 18, you do the same. But for you don't see the bones. You, for like a half a second, you know when they do it in the fear movies, like all of a sudden you see what's not really there. For a second, you see like the veins and your blood running through your veins, and then back to normal. And that's as you were looking at your body. but you two don't see anything.
After he says that there's illusionary magic, I would like to use my Firbolg ability to detect magic.
Okay.
around me.
Yeah, so you begin to use your detect magic, and detect magic works in the fact that in a 30-foot radius, you detect any kind of magic, and you know the type of magic that is happening.
Yeah, sense the presence.
So and it gives a glow from where the magic's coming from.
Right.
In this 30-foot circle around you, it is beyond, it's like radiant. Somebody put a flashlight in your eyes. It is unbearably bright as the magic is so strong around
Everywhere.
you. And you know that it's illusionary. Yep, it's everywhere.
With Bruce having danger sense, we'll be able to sense if we're in any danger right now.
Your danger sense is not
It's
going
not
off.
will work.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And
Okay.
then that's just a concentration lasts for 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, so if you continue to keep this up, you will not know where to walk. It is unbelievably, it is to the point that it is giving you blinded status.
Oh.
It is that bright.
And that's just her, right?
That's just her. It's
Okay.
just her Firbolg sense when she does detect magic.
Can I retcon that?
Sure.
Because I realize.
I think you only get that once a day.
I get that once per short rest, but I realize that Pass Without a Trace is also a concentration spell. And I would not have given up my Pass Without a Trace if it would have.
Okay.
given-
Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
apologize for
So
that.
you got that up. And right now you guys aren't even to the woods, so you haven't been stealthing yet. So you guys, anything else?
Steve is now absolutely terrified
Okay.
and backs up a little bit and is
Sure.
going to communicate with the party using message.
Okay.
He's scared shitless.
What is that in my head?
So message is a level spell, and
is
you can
not.
only
No, it's the cantrip.
It's cantrip.
Sending is the level spell.
you have message. That's not telepathically. I thought message was.
Oh, that might have been me just knowing.
Message.
I thought message
Point your
wasn't
finger
tele.
towards a creature within range and whisper a message.
Oh.
Target and only the target hears the
Okay.
message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
Okay, yeah.
Pass through
you got
solid
me.
objects if
I'm-
you're familiar with the target.
That's right. It's 30 foot is message. Sending
so
is.
who
interval.
you-
No,
120
it's
feet.
120.
Who are you
Oh,
messaging?
wow. Okay. Yeah. So go down
nobody
the
right
list.
now.
Go down the
One
list. You're
target.
gonna have to RP it because you guys will have to make a decision from that.
Okay. I'm for now I'm just gonna do Voquis. I'm gonna hang back here. If shit gets bad, let me know.
So you're splitting from the party.
Yeah, I'm just not all the way. I still want to.
How far? Just give me a length.
So 60 feet back from them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not going
pretty
to let him
far.
get 60 feet back.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if
guys,
he's,
I think we should all stick together.
I
Then we're not
will-
going. We're not going in there. Then.
Oh.
Not a chance in hell.
Steve, we got this thing on our arms here.
everybody, give me a perception check where you guys are at. You still got a couple hundred feet to go to the wood line.
So not
Ooh,
in the
nat 20.
woods.
Nat 20, nice.
12.
Mr. DM, we're
12.
not in the woods.
No.
Not yet.
13.
Is that a
13.
natural one? No, that's a 7.
Okay. So
11.
11. Okay. I was looking for anything above a 15. You were the only one, right? You got the 20. What'd you get?
12.
12. So with the 20, you see a multicolored smoke coming from the woods, very distant. You can't really tell how far.
Okay. Guys, there's a rainbow machine right over here.
Even if it involves me grappling Steve, I will grab his hand and force him to come with the party.
Okay. Are you guys moving together? It's whether or not that you have to decide if you are moving in.
Bruce is just gonna take off running because he sees a rainbow machine and thinks it's fucking awesome.
Protesting loudly, but I guess if Voquis just straight gonna fight me if I don't really have a
Listen,
choice.
Steve, listen, you will be in much more danger if you stay here alone. Those two guys can kick the shit out of anything that comes at us. We need to stay with them. Okay.
Agree to disagree, but I'll go ahead and follow along.
Voquis, if he struggles anymore, let us know. We'll come grab him.
Oh, for God's sake, people, Jesus! This is starting to
Bruce
feel
is
like
gone.
metagaming.
He's
is what this is starting to
towards
feel
the
like.
house.
No surrender.
So you guys, yeah, I feel like Bruce is just like running and jumping and having a grand old time running ahead of you guys. Are you running?
Yeah, I'm running.
Okay.
I'm like skipping.
So you've got a couple hundred feet. So there's some distance between the party members' speed here, right? So you've got You're not moving within a 5-foot like cube as everybody's moving along, but you guys are definitely moving a bit. I'm still gonna say that Steve's definitely holding in the back line, good 10, 15 feet back, kind of feeling.
I want to be talking to him.
Okay,
as
so
we
you
go,
guys are
yeah.
keeping up the rear. You're moving up with Bruce.
Yeah, so
Balrog.
Balrog's seen that Bruce is clearly blinded by all these colors, and I want to whistle at Oscar to try to catch up to him.
Sure. Oscar just moves up with you and is just trotting next to you. You guys are moving. You guys make it to the forest just fine. The whole point of what I'm trying to get across is you thought it was only 100 feet to the woods. You've traveled about 500 to 600 feet. And in that time, the woods have changed drastically. It was beautiful and it looked just like you were at the road. But a couple hundred feet from the road, it started to begin to change. As you guys actually get to the forest line, this is actually a perfect time. I was hoping there was rain in this. Rain begins to fall. When you look back at the road, and I'll just give this to you, it only looks like 100 feet to the road. When you look back, there's no rain. When you look towards the woods that are in front of you, all the trees are withered. There's no green. It is dead wood. And as you guys are made it to the woods itself, there is loud sounds happening. And it sounds like a T-Rex would be. And so just so you understand, if you guys want to give me a perception check, that would be great. But there's a very specific order of what these sound effects are happening. It goes.
Are we in the forest?
You are in the forest. There's a very specific rhythm.
14.
20.
Natural 20.
Crit
Okay.
fail.
Oof. Okay.
It's okay. You're
so,
scared. You're next to me.
Even with the crit fail, so this is what I'm giving you. The sound, you all hear this sound. As soon as you entered the forest, you can feel it. The trees shake. It feels like an earthquake every time one of those sounds happen. What you guys sense is a direction. Natural 20, you know exactly where the sound's coming from. I'm just going to give you that. Not like a direction or anything. You know the exact direction. With a nat 20, you know that it's about a couple miles. You guys specifically, you also know the direction. You kind of know the timing, but for all of you except for the crit failure, I will give each time that the sound effect happens, you feel that when you move over, let me retcon this. The sound effect that's happening, it has to be insanely massive, whatever it is. For the sound level that you guys are experiencing, knowing that it's 2 miles away. Okay?
Can we still see Rainbow shooting house? No, it's gone.
When you guys got to the woods, the final change of the woods, it's been changing this entire time. The smoke went away, the woods withered a bit more, and the terrain changed. Have you ever seen it where in a sci-fi movie they go through like a physical bubble and it feels like they're in a different biome? Think of that mentally, but that biome wall was like 400 feet thick. You feel like you're in a whole nother area. That's to paint the picture. The ground is somewhat charred. You hear clinking of noises. There's some mechanical things. The ground itself has, you know what, with a natural 20, I'll give you this. There's to your right, there is these large, the size of, let's say, 30 to 40 feet, indentations in the ground. And it happens, and you do, with a natural 20, you notice that it's about 80 feet to the next one. And the indentation goes down a good 4 or 5 feet.
Okay.
Perfectly square, almost. That's what you see. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. You want to head towards the sound? Do you guys...
Is the sound on the path?
So there is no path at
There
this
is no
point.
path, so
yeah.
the path is gone.
Yeah, the path is no more. You guys are literally in the woods, essentially.
Balrog
all
would like to
together now?
use Divine Sense.
You guys are all together at this
Okay.
point.
I'm
You want to
gonna-
use what?
Divine Sense.
Okay. So you cast Divine Sense. It's detection of good and evil. And it's a 30-foot range. Yeah, you cast it, you turn around, you look behind you. Excuse me,
It's
I'm
60.
burping.
It's 60 feet. I'm
60.
sorry.
The biome that you see, it lights up. And we're going to play the Divine Sense good and evil. You know if it's good and evil. All of that shines in a nice golden glitter. And it goes up 60 feet all the way around that you can possibly see, that biome. It's kind of like a wall. It shows that in your sense, you know that it's good. Good magic. Let's put it that way.
Perfect.
Okay? Nothing else other than that.
Now, is that something, just for my knowledge, that the rest of them can see or know?
That's just you.
myself.
So we
Yep.
have to
Okay.
get the RP.
You would have to tell them. That's up to you.
So I would like to tell them, saying, hey guys, I've used Divine Sense. I can see that within the woods here, I can only see good magic. I can't see any bad magic.
All right, so we should go towards the noise then. Is that what you're saying?
No, hang on. Who said so? The bubble that was hiding all this is good. Maybe it's trying to hide something really, really bad.
So something really bad is trying to hide itself with something really good?
No, someone good is trying to hide something really bad so that people don't get hurt.
That makes sense.
I don't feel good about any of this.
I also see some really big craters that are almost perfectly shaped, and you hear some really loud noises that are pretty scary. I don't really know. Steve, how are you doing? You seem really freaked out. I kind of want to know what's going on in your head.
Oh, still deeply freaked out. Thank you for asking. Nothing that makes noises that loud can possibly be good.
Yeah.
There's no way.
This is my favorite place. I love the woods. This is where I do my best work. Let me stealth ahead to see if there's anything of imminent danger there.
Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to split the party.
Shut up, Steve.
No, so what you actually meant is Steve's gonna die if we leave him alone.
That's not what we meant.
No, go.
No.
Calm yourself, Grease Boy. Calm yourself down.
Go ahead,
now.
Voquis. We'll take care of him. But don't scout too far ahead.
No, I'm not
Steve
gonna
casts
go.
Mage Hand and flicks Bruce in the side of the head.
So much stuff.
Report back soon.
Yeah. If I'm not back in 20 minutes, come after me.
Yep.
Okay.
All of you need to give me a perception check. Again.
Are we still in the woods?
You are, yes. Shh.
I already rolled at advantage.
Then re-roll it, because you're not in the
Damn
woods.
it.
15.
18.
That's a 5.
Haha, I rolled the same
You can give me an
thing.
Arcana check as well, since you're
Oh, okay.
proficient. If you wanted to, because you're proficient at it, you can give me that instead.
I'm gonna do that.
23.
I'll re-roll.
23, okay.
Not much better, honestly. That's a 13.
13. What did you guys get?
15.
15?
18.
Nice. Everybody's above 15, so you're good. Right? You got
No, 13.
You got 13.
Yeah.
Even with Arcana, it's lower than their check, so that's perfectly fine. Because Arcana only have 12 and 15 perception. What's happened is when you guys moved through the biome, you came out of the biome 5-10 feet. As you guys were talking about like scouting ahead, all of a sudden, the biome shifts and regulfs you. You are now back in the biome as it moves 10 feet and then moves 10 feet. So you are staying still, and the illusion now is moving.
So like the forest is now further back.
It's only 10 feet from you, that wall, the ending wall, but it moved while you guys were standing still. 10 feet, and then moved another 10 feet. If you give me, I'll give you this for free since you're a 23. The sound effect of the each time it went that time, it moved.
It seems like this biome is moving with that sound.
It moves. Let me do the math here. It moves 80 feet and then stops. You heard it. It moves 80 feet. The biome stops. That's what you know. If you haven't moved. That's what I'm going to give you. Deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go scout ahead if that's okay with everyone.
Right.
If I'm not back in 20 minutes, come after me.
Be careful, Shayla.
I put up my hood.
Okay. You
Yeah,
guys
Sheila.
are in the illusion. Are you guys staying there for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. How far ahead are you going?
Pass without a trace. Archie's hood.
Okay. Give me a single stealth check. We're going to use this for the longevity of your... Make it good.
Well, I get advantage.
You do.
Did you already roll twice?
I am.
It's rolled twice, but pass with a trace gives her a plus 10 to stealth.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm bad at math.
What's the dice roll?
11.
Okay, so that's a 21.
21
So you're
plus 6.
It's 27.
27.
okay. Good.
Pretty good.
27. So you're scooting along. How far are you going, distance-wise?
Let's start 30 feet
Okay.
and see what I see. I want to. Okay, no.
You're in the illusion, so you got 80 feet until you break back into the illusion.
Where is the? Yeah, so I guess in the illusion I can't see any of those square thingies, right?
Nope.
So I want to make my way to the first square thing and investigate it.
You're gonna have to go back in the illusion.
Yeah, so let's just stealth my way to there.
Question, just so I understand. Maybe I had a misunderstanding. I thought inside, like on the outside of the illusion, everything looked good. Or is it the inside illusion, everything looks cool?
Okay,
Is it
so
outside the illusion,
think
everything's
of
bad?
think of inner circle.
Yeah, inner
That's
circle.
where you
Got
guys
that.
went in.
Like in
That's where it's all
Fortnite.
charred.
Okay,
The
yeah.
trees are completely withered. Everything else, the ground's charred. Okay.
Okay.
There is what you know so far. You traveled like 400, 500, 600-ish feet in the illusion, and then it went. The illusion is a gradient from beautiful to the withered. As you get closer to the withered,
sound.
but when you're on the outside, it looks completely beautiful.
So we're outside of it, so we're seeing
You are
beautiful shit again.
inside the barrier. So right now, you are at the in-between of seeing what's beautiful and withered. You guys are just sitting there. That's why I said, you guys are just going to sit there, or are you going to get back into the circle? If that helps. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Inner circle, bigger outer circle, distance in between those two circles,
So-
that's where you are.
Balrog, Stave, I think we need to kind of stay behind Voquis, but follow her. Know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So let her stay ahead of us, but
So you guys are just going to
behind
kind
her.
of follow?
Yeah, just
Okay.
stay back.
follow
pretty
from a
far.
distance,
From
from
a
a
distance.
distance.
We can keep an eye on her.
Like
but
100 feet?
Yeah, like 80 feet.
80?
Close enough to see her, but not where we.
I mean, you're going to
lose
have
her.
to get, it's still wooded, so you're going to have to
Yeah.
get like within 60 feet.
I'm gonna
saying
say
like 15 feet.
I'm gonna say 80 because at
Yeah,
least
but
with
then-
at least with me at least
You're going to
with-
lose her past 60. You wouldn't be able to know where she's at past 60.
But
with her stealth.
I can get to 85 really quick on Oscar.
True, but you
can.
wouldn't know where to go. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
You'd have to stay
Yeah,
as
and
far
there's
as this.
illusion magic.
let's go
going on.
30
Alright.
feet. That's as far as we can run.
And if you guys are within 30 feet of me, you guys also get the pass without a trace benefit.
So I'm going to say that they get it. That's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, being a hard ass on 30 feet is not a big deal. So you stay within being able to get that, but you're moving
Yeah.
together.
Right,
You
moving
go
together.
back into the circle, and you're moving towards what seems to be the center. Where are you going?
I want to investigate like the closest
Sure.
square.
Sure,
I
you
can
as
find.
soon as you get back through the circle, you go through that illusion magic. It feels like this weird, like jello-like substance as you kind of like get through it, and then there's one right up in front of you. The one thing, if you roll me at advantage perception check, I want to see what you can notice. Perception, and then give me an investigation after that, as you're moving over towards it. This is perception.
Sorry, I wanted to see if it was like actually cocked or not.
Perception.
13 for perception.
Okay, you don't see it. Investigation.
Investigation is 18.
18. So you go over to it. It's a 40-foot square. So each side's 40 feet. Okay. That square is indented in the ground 3 to 5 feet, and it's almost as if it was just punched into the ground. That's it. Do you see another one, 80-ish feet?
And there's nothing inside of it? Like, are there plants or trees that are, like, smushed in there? Or
I mean,
is it
everything.
just
Anything that was in there is
just flattened? Okay.
flattened. So for your answer, your investigation, everything that is flattened inside of the foot itself is what you see around.
Okay. And there's no unique pattern or anything like that? Like,
Not that you can
Not with an
ascertain
18,
from
okay.
one.
okay, cool.
You know that there's 180 feet from you. That's
No,
it.
I meant, like, you know how sometimes when, like, a metal foot presses into something, they're, like, whole, like,
Completely,
pattern?
completely smooth.
Okay, cool.
You guys are moving right along. Is there a certain direction? Give me a direction that you're heading. You're on the outskirts of this circle right now.
Do I hear any noises?
So in the time of that 80 that I said it moved 80, you haven't heard the noise since.
Okay.
So it moved that 80 feet, and you have not heard the noise.
Do I see a house anywhere?
Nope. You see
Rainbow
just these
light.
trees for the unforeseen future.
Do I
You can
see-
only see like a mile because the trees are high enough that your vision doesn't see that far.
This place is charred and nasty and gross, right? Do I
It's not gross. It seems it would be like if you've ever seen necromancy before, you might compare it to like sucking the like life out of a tree. It's like charred, not burnt, but it's like kind of like a withered look to it.
Any normal forest creatures? Cool.
Nope.
So the square holes, does it look like a path? Look like it's
There
like
is
together?
1 80 feet from you. That's all I can give you
Okay.
because that's as far as your characters know.
Right.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to head that direction?
Yeah.
Or
I'm going to circle back.
okay, they're only
And-
30 feet behind.
Right.
Basically, Balrog's right on your ass. Like, hey, what's going on? Ah!
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just gonna circle back and just say what I saw and that everything is smushed down and
Okay.
that if we want to continue, then I think we should follow these tracks or search for tracks of anything else, and then also circle back to Steve and see how he's feeling. Steve, how are you feeling?
Fine, I guess. This doesn't seem like a great idea, just in general.
Let me
I
paint
mean,
the picture.
you're all
real quick, too.
badasses, I get it, but like, still
You're a badass.
not
too, Steve.
great.
Did you see how much food you created for
Steve,
everyone?
you could shoot fucking lightning from your hands.
Yeah, and then also grease,
Yeah,
which
the
I then
grease is
burned
cool.
myself with.
Guys, we don't have this time for this
grease
pity
is cool.
party. Let's continue
Balrog.
moving.
Balrog, stop. Steve, you are a badass too. And
Thank you.
we all need to be together and united on this so that we can find whatever the fuck this is and so that you can get your pirate sigil removed. Because if you don't come with
Right.
us, then you can't get this removed either. This is clearly necromancy magic. And if we don't follow this, then it's detrimental for you as well.
Come on, Balrog, don't be a dick.
Are we all good? Are we ready?
Yeah.
I
right.
agree we should follow the path.
Let's go.
Okay, minute of your conversation. There is a extremely loud noise, and the ground begins to shake, like an earthquake that you have never felt before.
I think we felt it like 2 sessions ago.
This is 100% an earthquake. The ground is shaking. It lasts for 8 seconds, and then it stops. And this
I
is like
grabbed
a
Steve's
10 on
hand.
the Richter scale, kind of like that one where yes, it was another earthquake, but this is the trees. Some trees fall over. It's horrible. 8 seconds, stops. You do notice that during that, as some of the trees fell over, the ground begins to sprout a couple of green sprouts in the ground. Bloop, 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 bloop. They just kind of bloop, 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 pop up throughout. Some of the trees that fell over, just you're starting to see like little bits of green in the ground.
Let's continue moving forward.
Right, let's move forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop for a second and I'm gonna say, Tia, Elric. Just
don't
kind of
answer.
like out. Can I inspect the little green sprouts
Sure.
before we leave?
Sure. While you're inspecting, we're going to do the moving, so go ahead and roll for inspection on that. It's just an investigation.
And we're in the
You can get an
forest.
advantage. That's fine. You guys start heading that way. Are you
Following.
trying to be stealthy, or are you just
Yeah,
kind
we're
of... I
trying
mean,
to-
are you just, like, moving, but, like, if I see something, I'm going to stop? Or are you actually, like, crouching and going half speed?
I wouldn't say we're crouching.
Yeah, I would say at this time we're just kind of moving
Just
along.
moving.
We, you know,
Okay.
we're not crouched. We don't have
Sure.
weapons drawn.
We
Sure.
don't sense any danger.
Soft 20.
Right.
Soft 20. It's a flower. It's a sproutling.
What color flower?
It's green. It's a green sproutling. It's not actually, like... It's a sproutling of a flower. Nothing else to it. There's no special properties. Just flavor.
I'm gonna take it with me.
Okay.
Pick it. Take it with me.
So you guys start moving along. The rain does. The rain just started back up. That's funny. The rain stops. Stop rain. Sorry.
I mean, he is the god of our world,
There
so
we go. There is.
can make it
There's
stop
the
raining.
forest. Stop rain. Forest day. You start to.
No, John. It is raining in the forest.
I'm all
That's
wet.
not rain. That's just
wind.
leaves.
That's just
Yeah.
wind. Yeah,
There's
just wind moving
It's
leaves.
just leaves. I thought I clicked the same one a second time. You start to see in some of the trees little buds as you guys are moving along. You guys have moved a good couple 100 feet. Some of the dead trees begin to grow at the bottom a bit. Some on the bark where they weren't so dead start shooting some sprouts again. You're seeing this regrow in front of your eyes as you're moving through this forest. You haven't heard the noises since you guys have been moving. As you're moving further and further, I'm going to say you move a good 600-700 feet. It takes you a little while. This isn't like a path. You're talking about going through the dense woods here. So you make 600 feet, and it seems like things are growing exponentially fast, strangely fast. And as you're moving in this direction, things are growing faster. That's what you can ascertain just by walking. Your natural perceptions, you're just like, yeah, it's getting greener. This is strange.
Oh, that's weird.
Steve picks like a small plant somewhere off to the side
Okay?
and is gonna experiment. So
Okay.
he shoots it with a firebolt.
Okay. I'm not even going to have you roll. You just kind of throw a fireball, and the plant just... it just catches fire and just dies.
Okay.
Just like a plant would.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are moving right along. Through the clearing, you've been moving for a while. And if you look behind you, you can see some of the deadness still off in the distance. But it's kind of like a wave coming from, if you're looking behind you. So if you've turned around, you're looking the way that you came, it looks like the green is growing from the direction that you're heading to. And so you're moving that way. Is there any reason that you guys would be worried or anything? Are you guys doing anything? Do I need to know about? You guys are just moving? Just normal? Okay.
Just moving.
So yeah, you've moved for a good mile. And finally you come upon this tree line. And by this point, this has been about 3 hours to move. It's a little hard terrain at some points. Really, really dense woods. Like, it seems to get denser as you're in. Where it was kind of sparse trees at the beginning, you only see like 40 feet. Now it's hard to see like 15 feet. These trees are full bloom, a lot of leaves. You're like, what is going on? This is so weird. You get up to this tree line, all of a sudden there's a clearing. 40 feet to a town. Would you like to roll perceptions and see what I can give you for the town?
Yeah.
And
12.
are we in a clearing?
Yeah, you're not in the forest.
15.
12.
Anything above a 10.
8.
It's above a 10.
Okay. You see this town. It's just details of the town is what I was going to give. So you're kind of enthralled by the fact of like, oh my God, what's the town doing here? You've got a good 60 feet of the most luscious, perfect turf grass you've ever seen in your life, up to a fence line. And this fence goes around the city. It's a strange fence. Looks metal posts with metal cabling all around. You see that it encompasses the entire town. The town's made of 7 buildings. one small little clock tower. It's got gears working. It's kind of like a small Big Ben with a clock up top. A lot of stuff you've never seen before. It's this mechanical. You might have, if you guys have, has anybody ran into gnomes before? And your backstories or anything?
I speak Gnomish.
You speak Gnomish. Give me a history check then.
I've seen a gnome in a bar too.
Just like you fix Midas,
Yeah.
fix vehicles.
What do you want a
They like to
history?
drive.
History check, yeah.
That is 22.
22. You know, with your background with gnomes and being able to speak to gnomes, I don't know the background of the gnomes, I can't remember, but we're going to play that you know that that clock is of gnomish creation. That mechanical creation is gnome. The whole tower is made mechanically, and you see certain things, and all of a sudden the top half of this tower pulls apart and turns and then goes back down. We're talking 15 feet of the tower just moves and then goes back down like a puzzle piece. The town is made in such a way that everything has pointy roofs, or little red roofs. There's slate roofing with stone buildings. Very tall in nature, not fat buildings. Very skinny and tall. 7 of them. Seems to be that in the center is where this clock tower is, and all the other buildings wrap around it. From the direction that you're looking, there seems to be 4 entrances. What you can only see is 2, but there are 4 entrances to it. On the actual, the fencing, there is a gate that looks like the fencing, but they're just metal bars. And so you see a little gnomish boy come out and push open the gate, and it's like a 8-foot gate. Comes out, goes out, does a couple things, comes back in, and it latches. Something that you could literally just walk over. It's not like an 8-foot or anything. It's just a 3-foot.
Gnome size.
It's a gnome-sized gate, but it's only about 3 feet tall. Go ahead.
Sorry, these buildings, so are they also like gnome size? You said they're like tall and skinny. Like how
They're
tall
not.
is
The
tall
buildings
then?
are not gnome size.
Okay.
Just the fence. The buildings are just normal sized buildings. It's a normal sized town. 7 buildings.
How far are we from the town?
It's about a 60-foot clearing of perfect grass before you get to the
So
actual.
are we still kind of standing in the woods then?
Yeah, you're right there on the edge, just kind of like
yeah.
peering.
Looking out.
This is what you guys see. There are people in the town. You would clearly see some people going between. You hear music,
Yeah.
different things of that nature. You hear gnome voices off in the distance. Oh, yeah!
Oh, I love your gnome voice.
You're about to hear a lot of it.
Can't wait for you to use it.
It's going to be a lot of gnomes.
So the backstory in which I speak Gnomish is so Balrog comes from a very noble family in which all of our servants were gnomes.
Ooh. All right, good.
I
Good to
don't know how
know.
the hell I'm going to justify that I speak Dwarvish. Abyssal, I speak Abyssal. I can justify that.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know
justify
how-
that, but
I don't know how
Dwarvish is going to be
gonna
rough.
work.